All right, time for the main topic, and the main topic is, once again, Traceywilson. Welcome back to Slamfire Radio.
Hello, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. So you did a thing.
We did a thing.
Yeah.
This has been absolutely crazy.
The whole thing is ruined now because I see Jack on the chair behind you, and now I'm completely distracted. So for the listeners who don't know, Jack is like the second coolest cat in the world after Steve. And he's actually hanging out on the back of her chair during the interview. I love that cat.
Yeah, he stays there all the time, and I can move around like this for those who might be watching live. I can just do whatever I want. He stays there.
Yeah, when he's not dominating Colin.
No, when he's not sitting on Colin's face, he's usually on the back of my chair.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, sorry, rabbit hole. It's not like anybody didn't expect a squirrel moment from Slamfire, but hey, I saw a cat. All right, Tracy, you did a thing. Our 4th annual CCFR AGM just took place back in Cowtown. Unfortunately, because I work for communists, I was unable to attend. Broke my heart. But anyway, tell me all about it. Let's start off with, okay, you just jump in, tell me about it, and then I got some questions for you.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out how to plug in my headset. Can you hear me without it? Oh, there.
I hear you perfectly, yep.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Okay, so we had the CCFR AGM,
You fell for it.
and it was awesome. About 200 people showed up.
Yep.
We were in Calgary, Alberta.
200 people.
Yeah, like it was crazy. The place was packed.
Put your headset back on.
Was it better?
Yeah, it was much better. Now there's an echo looping through. You were fine all along.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there, yeah, about 200 people came. It was amazing. We did something new this time that we've never done before. We did this Q&A called Ask the CCFR.
There we go. All right. So start over because you were completely frozen and gone for like 30 seconds.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
So I think it's you, Trevor. She looked fine to me. I could hear her the whole time.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be your connection.
All right. Well, since I missed it, I'm going to ask her to repeat it anyway because this is really about me. You guys know me. It's always about me.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy, Calgary, 200 people, really?
There was 200 crazy. The dinner was super fun. We had Michelle Rempel guest speak, as well as Ryan Slingerland. So he's the young lad out of Alberta, the teenager. He was like 15 when he started it. But yeah, he's got the petition against C-71, and still to this day, or well, I'm not 100% sure, but at the time of the petition closing, it was Canada's second most signed parliamentary e-petition in history.
By a 15-year-old.
So by a 15-year-old kid, yeah.
Amazing.
So for me, being a mom of 2 girls, one's a teenager, it really means a lot to me, and I think to the rest of Canadian gun owners, to see these young people taking the bull by the horns and taking an active role in advocacy. So Ryan came, he's 16 now, so he could drive a car there and everything, which was awesome. I put him up in a hotel, so I think he loved that, having his own hotel room. His folks couldn't come, unfortunately, but that's okay. We took great care of him. He did an amazing job. And best of all, he shows up and the kid is like styling. He's got like this amazing like Rod shirt on, better than Rod. So you're like,
he makes the Rod shirt look better than Rod. That's awesome.
Totally. We're like, you're the new Rod. That's it. And he had a cool blazer on. He did an awesome job. I know we had Coat of Arms TV there all weekend recording. So there'll be some video coming out about Ryan, but just a really nice, polite, sweet, awesome kid. And he did an amazing job. The AGM Banquet was sponsored by Nanook. And Nanook, as always, is just amazing. They sent us 2 of the great big rifle cases to give away to, randomly to 2 people that were there. And Alberta Tactical Rifle set up this cool display. So it was pretty neat. We got to see all their funky rifles. So there was a lot of rifle fondling and pictures of Michelle holding them and all that. Amazing. What was really neat, this was the whole highlight for me, was we have heard out of OLO, so the opposition leader's office, Andrew Scheer's office, that they have pledged to repeal C-71 should they win the election in October. We already knew that. But what we were having trouble confirming publicly, I mean, I had it on advice, but I needed that I can put it out there, was confirmation from Andrew Scheer that should they win the election in October 2019, that they will also repeal any bans that come down through OIC between now and then. That's very important. That's almost more important to me than C71, right? So Michelle worked hard. Well, it wasn't a whole lot of work, but she worked with OLO on the messaging on that, and she gave an exclusive to Coat of Arms where she absolutely confirmed 100%, no matter what they try and ban through OIC, should they go that route between now and the election, it will also be reversed along with C71. So that's kind of a big deal. Like we really needed that confirmation, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. And she was right off the heels of her wedding, of course, which was the weekend before in beautiful Calgary. So we had a great time with Michelle and Jeff at the wedding and spent Sunday up in Banff and Lake Louise doing all that touristy stuff. And yeah, the whole thing was great. So we've got some new directors.
Yeah, let's move on to the less exciting stuff, the business meeting. And tell us who's returning and who's new.
All righty. Let me just pull it up here. Sorry, I had it on my screen, but I closed it to try and. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Right, so.
She's frozen.
It is her, right?
Yep.
Now she's frozen for both of us.
Yep. All
right. When she comes back, I'll ask her to start again. I know how much you love to edit. Please cut this stuff out.
You can't just, riff or something like that. Do some ska or like some beatboxing in between.
Do you want me to go like in and out of what I did this week in Guns while we're waiting for her to come back?
God, no. That's horrible to
edit. Every time she cuts out, I'll show a new gun that I bought.
Yeah, you've got a list this week.
Yeah, and stuff I forgot. Like I was on the range right up until a few minutes ago. I stopped at the gun shop on the way home. I brought something home yesterday I forgot to mention. So, Tracy, are you back? Wow, there's two of her now. It's the RCMP, man. They're messing with our signal. Our pirated jack signal. Oh man, this again. This is only because she's got to be somewhere. You realize. There you go. You're back now. All right. You were about to tell us who the new directors were, who stayed, and who's new.
Yeah. So Tyler Larison's got another year left in Alberta, and he is joined by the one and only Richard Bone. So
no
that's
way.
Really good. Yeah, Bone is Director Bone now. So we're going to call him that, Director Bone. So that's super fun.
Director Dick.
Yeah, Director Dick Bone. Get boned. Okay, don't get crazy.
Calm down.
Everybody calm down. Saskatchewan, sadly, had no candidates nominated. So Saskatchewan, I guess we're going to have to share the workload between Manitoba and Alberta. So.
Do we have to wait 2 years?
No, we can do it again next year since nobody ran. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll do it again next year. Manitoba's got another year left with Terry Chartier, so he's staying on. And then Ontario is the super exciting one. So Ontario was the only province with an actual race, right? We had a little bit of a Battle of Ontario going on between Dave Partnan and Kelly Kincaid, who's the Ontario provincial coordinator. So Gord was down. He wasn't going to run again due to work reasons. Jamie Elliott's staying on for another year. And Dave snuck past Kelly with a 60-40 vote split. So congratulations to Dave Partnan for the win. And Quebec welcomes back Sandro Abali. So he ran unopposed, so he was acclaimed. And Etienne Tremblay who has one more year. Now here's what you want to know, Trevor. Are you still alone out in the Maritimes? The good news is you are not.
Excellent.
You are not. I know you've been alone for years. So thankfully, you've got a new Nova Scotia director called Randy McDonald. So
a McDonald from Nova Scotia? That's impossible.
Yeah. Impossible.
That's
Preposterous.
awesome.
Yeah. So that's great. So we've got a lot of new faces. We've got some guys remaining on, and we lost a few guys that were moving on to other things. They're still going to stay with the organization, but of course, work keeps getting in the way of this stuff. So
silly work.
I know, and I don't know if I can just keep going, but
Yeah, give her.
I'm heading back out on tour again. I feel like I've been on tour. We did the Alberta tour. So coming up June 22nd and 23rd, I will be in Virden, Manitoba at Wolverine Days.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge annual event. It's a charity event. They raise money for charities. The Hipwells have been huge supporters of the CCFR.
Yep.
There's tons of giveaways. It's kind of a try and buy thing, fun for the whole family. You don't have to have a license to come out and try. So you can check on the CCFR page, look for the information on that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then I'm going to stay an extra day, and I'm going to do sort of a firearms town hall with Safari Club International, which is a hunting organization, really big out.
It's the hunting organization.
Right. And I was out doing some work with them earlier in the year, and with the Manitoba Wildlife Foundation. We've been really working hard, partnering with some of these hunting organizations to help get them a little more involved in firearms advocacy. So I haven't announced the details of that yet because we're still working on it. In fact, next week I'm headed back downtown. I'm going to go meet with somebody from the Conservatives campaign office to see who's on tour where, and I really think we need to get going on some major events. So yeah, I'm gonna be announcing all kinds of town halls all across the country. We're gonna be hitting everywhere. And then of course I'm coming to SummerSlam, which is my favorite event of the whole year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Got myself an awesome Airbnb. And we've got the Podcaster Charity Shoot coming up July 6th in Drumheller, Alberta, with CCFR Radio hosting. So that means Rod's going to show up, but that means Jason Philp did all the work. So
you nailed it.
Yeah. So Jason and Doug, thank you guys so much for all the hard work that you've been doing on that and making it so Rod can just show up. They will also be filming for Wild TV. So for the TV show for CCFR's Canada Downrange. So if you're going to that event, you've got a great opportunity to be on TV. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back to the AGM for a second.
Okay.
We had some online voting right prior to the AGM where the announcements were made at the AGM. The results rather were announced at the AGM. Can you remind everyone what we were voting on and what the results were?
Sure. So we had 2 amendments to the Articles of Incorporation, and those are sort of the governing rules of the CCFR. And of course, you write them when you very first start out, and as you go along with growing pains and new people, and you sort of learn that some of those things need to be worked out a little bit to suit the membership and the organization better. So
kind of like my taste in firearms, they grow and develop.
Right. That's exactly correct. So we had 2 amendments. We wanted to make a small change to the AGM location. So right now, as it stands in the old way, we were constrained to having it alternatively on the east or the west side of Canada, right? And normally that's totally fine. But then there comes special circumstances like this year where it would have been really great to have the AGM in Ottawa, considering it's an election year. I know we just had it in Gatineau, but this is the thing, is sometimes there might be something else going on that we want to piggyback off of, and we just simply can't. So it doesn't mean that we're always going to have it in the same place, or that, like we may very well still follow the format that we had before. But what this does is it gives the board an opportunity to, maybe make a different location depending on what's going on. So that would still be voted on by the board. If you've got an opinion on that, you are welcome to voice it to your director, and they'll take your concerns to the rest of the team. So there's been no announcement yet, of course, where the 2020 AGM will be. You guys will have to figure that out. But yeah, just a very small change, and it just gives the board that option.
I liked the idea of locking it down in Ottawa, but then somebody smarter than me went, wait a second, we're already locked down to a system that's problematic. why don't we not lock ourselves down anywhere? We can kind of go by default to Ottawa, because if everybody, my opinion on this was, look, if it's in the same town year after year, people can plan accordingly. They know it's in Ottawa. They know when the date's going to be. They can plan to be there. And so there's logic in that. It makes sense. People can plan for it. But if something huge is going on in Newfoundland and we want to be there, oh, well, we can't, because, now we can go wherever we want. So personally, my opinion as a director and as a member, I'd like to see us stay consistently in Ottawa so people can plan accordingly to be there year after year. But I love the freedom to move it if we want to, because something big is happening.
Oh, I totally agree. So, this way we don't have any specific format. We just, when we can see what's coming up, we can still go travel all over if that's what we want to do, or we could stay stationary. So basically it'll just, it can be a lot more event specific this way. So I like just having the option of having it wherever you guys decide. So the other small change was the creation of a new membership level. And this was sort of born out of my visit out to Saskatchewan. So I don't want to get in too much to the politics of it all, but, between the National Firearms Organizations, and then you've got the Provincial Wildlife Federations, and you've got all these other organizations, everyone's offering insurance with their memberships, right? And what happens is then that's why there's tension between the groups, as because basically they're competing for insurance. So when I was out there in Saskatchewan and sitting at the boardroom table with the guys from the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation, I said, look, we don't have any interest in competing against you for members. First of all, there's 2.2 million people that should be participating in advocacy. There's lots of room for everybody. And club memberships are not our main focus. We really want people to willingly participate in advocacy. So we started talking about how we do it. We do have two different levels of club memberships, where we have clubs that have everyone being full participating members of the CCFR. And then we have clubs that buy insurance only. So basically they're insurance only memberships. So they said to me, well, what about having the exact opposite and having and everything but insurance membership? And this way they can also help sell that, because they're not cutting their own
grass,
right? So I just thought it was a really great way just to have that option. We haven't necessarily named it yet, but we'll have some kind of supporter type membership where you won't be an insured member. Basically, you're just participating in the advocacy end. So that was passed unanimously. I think it was like 96.3%. So yeah, everybody thought that was a great idea. And, my number one thing is I really want our communities to be more united. And there's no reason where we can't all be rowing our ships to the same battle, right?
Yep.
Like, it's insane. So
People are so unwilling to bend or make any kind of accommodations. Like, no, we've always done it this way, or you have to do it our way. Just think outside the box once in a while.
Well, this is a problem when you have organizations that have been around for decades and decades with the same people at the helm, and
they're run.
Nobody wants to give an inch. Well, no, that's
BOCs,
kind of a refreshing thing.
They're run by BOCs, and that's the problem.
Yeah. So this is refreshing, and that's the cool thing about the CCFR is, we can mold and change to suit the community and do what's best for the community at large. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. But the AGM was awesome. It was just a really great event. And
so two things.
Yeah.
We were supposed to live stream and we didn't. And we were getting stalked by the media. Yeah. What was going on with that? I heard that, now this is just me hearing things, reading things on Facebook, CCFR was approached for interviews. CCFR said no. They showed up and stayed at the same hotel as us. What was all that about? And did it factor into why we didn't live stream?
Yeah, so we had a few security concerns. Originally, we had been contacted by a major network primetime show. And of course, we thought, hey, this is a great opportunity.
Oh, is that famous bait and switch show where they record one thing and edit the piss out of it? Those guys?
That would be the one, one we shall not name. But yes, so they contacted us and, we want to tell the story of gun owners and we want the public to know your struggles. And it sounds wonderful, but I mean, come on, we're not born yesterday, right? So we talked about it. We had sort of said yes, but we were going to limit them and like really limit them. And then after talking to some other people who are very experienced with dealing with devious media, we decided against it. So we had Michael contact them and let them know that was it. Well, the day before the AGM, we had a little private message going between those of us that were there a little bit early. And I'm getting these messages. They're in the lobby. They've got cameras. So, of course, here we are, like running throughout the hotel, messaging and avoiding. I had to go down and talk to the guys for the AV for the live stream, and I couldn't get through the lobby because the media was in there waiting for us. So, yeah, it was a little bit of drama, and we weren't able to do it. And anyways, we did record it, and I did email that out to everybody. If you didn't get your recording of the AGM, you can send us an email at info@firearmrights.ca, and I'll get it over to you. But, unfortunately, we just couldn't do it quite live because there was just so much going on. And it was really bizarre. In fact, it's not over. Like, there's still today after us. So
the only way you could do it would be the time, I forget what the documentary filmmaker's name was, but he wanted to do a documentary with Jackson. And so Michael Jackson's people said yes. He had done a documentary with Princess Diana, and it came out really good for Princess Diana. But of course, when he did Michael, it was a bait and switch, right? He basically portrayed him as a pedophile. But, Jackson's people aren't stupid, so they actually had their own film crew going parallel the entire time.
Yep. Well, Katie Couric, right? So so that's pretty much what if we do anything with them at all, which has not been decided yet, there's a lot of risk there. So we're working that out. But if we do that, then we're going to do that exact same thing. We still had cameras following us all weekend with Coat of Arms. So we got a lot of really good footage, and they already put the video of Michelle giving that good news out. So anyways, that didn't really work out, but hopefully as we grow, this stuff just keeps happening, right? So
I'm gonna have a phone call into Jamie to find out about the last meeting that happens, if there's anything there I need to know about before we have our next board meeting. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm correct, there's no decision or announcement yet for next year's location?
No, not yet. We didn't talk about it at all. We did have our annual strategic planning session after the AGM, where we talked a lot about the show, and we had a lot of new guys, right? So we were sort of showing them the ropes, and it was great conversation, but nothing definitive came out of it. So, Jamie is going to be calling you guys to book your inaugural board meeting of the new board. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, when I was in Calgary, I also had the opportunity to go and see my friend Jeff Reese at the Calgary Shooting Center.
Yeah, and thanks for that. I don't want to hear it. Stop it.
I got the chance to hang up on you from someone else's phone. So that was really
fun. That's the only way you can get away with it. Well played. You won that round.
Yes. So,
but no gophers.
There's just been lots of stuff going on. And, tonight I'm actually taking my dad to the D-Day ceremony at the Pearly Rideau Veterans Home. They have one there. So the guys who can't travel, like my dad, they have a big ceremony there, and it's quite the big deal. So I got my maple leaf on and my support my troops. And
nice. Well, you're on your way to that. So before we cut you loose, anything else you want to cover?
Ladies, if you're listening, I will be out in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island in August on the 16th, I believe, for a ladies shooter networking weekend. So you can check out the Women Shooters of Prince Edward Island on Facebook and find out the information for that. But I'll be coming to speak at that and network with all the other girls and
wicked.
Yeah, keep the girls shooting.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Trace. It's always a pleasure, and I really appreciate the updates. Enjoy your evening with your dad.
Thank you.
And we will chat again soon.
Okay, great. Have a great show, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to send the link to Dustin. Yeah, cool. Hi, Matthew.
Hi.
So Dustin's Kelly. So just hey, call him Kelly all night. Don't even ever use his real name.
Kelly.
All right.
Kelly.
All right. Good.
Who's Dustin?
BC guy, Lagrange, the armorer guy.
Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever.
And I'm going to hit it as soon as he comes on. Let's just
Do it.
mess with him all night.
Go with it. So Kelly's not coming on.
Yeah, Kelly is coming on, but Kelly is Dustin now.
Okay.
Dustin is Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So Dustin's Kelly.
That's correct. Yeah.
So Kelly's coming on, but the real Kelly's not.
Yes. There.
So the real Kelly.
See,
will the
why
real
can't
Kelly
you
please
keep
stand
up
up?
like that, Adriel? Matthew figured it out like in
Like 5 minutes or 5 or 6 minutes. I'm slow tonight.
I was dropped as a baby.
Who wasn't though?
Yeah, I was, and she smoked. Okay, he's got the link. Get ready.
Yeah. I got QLS clips for everything.
Yeah.
Not for IPSC.
No, not an IPSC thing.
No. I have
Come
an
on,
IPSC
Kelly.
belt,
Click it already.
IPSC holster. And IPSC mag pouches.
When did you put up the new wall? I saw that last
Weeks
week,
ago.
too, I think. No, I saw it last week, but that was it. I didn't get a chance to ask you because we were on.
It's like a
Looks-
divider thing.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. You just pull it out.
Sometimes you don't even know what room he's in. He was podcasting from a different room once while Rick was in his room. All right. He's here. Ready to go? Good.
Go.
Let's go. Hello and welcome to episode 307 or 307 for Slamfire Radio, May 30th, 2019. The D-Day edition. Make sure you thank a veteran today, guys. Really important. Today is the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
You did just say May 30th.
Yeah, because the guy who updates the show notes, I'm starting that whole thing over, Adriel. I don't even care what you say. Yeah. Today is D-Day. May 30th is D-Day because I'm
not a historian.
Wow.
However, Trevor is wrong.
all right. Take 1B.
June 6th.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 307 for June 6, 2019, the D-Day edition. It's not really about D-Day, but today is D-Day, the 75th anniversary. So
right,
please,
not the actual D-Day. It's
yes, it
the
is
anniversary of it.
correct. So
Right.
if you went to the beach today, be sure to thank a vet for the time he
Right.
went to the beach for you.
And if you went to the beach with a gun, you're late
Yes. So
by 75 years.
Yep. Probably not the thing you want to make jokes about, but I know you can't help yourself. So
I can't help it. I'm bad at this, but I am supremely thankful for all of the guys who stormed the beach.
yeah.
We did a thing at the school today too. It's very cool.
Yeah,
Very
my
good.
school- apparently, every school got this kit except for me because apparently I'm not a real school and I always get forgot about until they want something. But there was
Right.
this like all the schools went into this link and watched this video that was done centrally somewhere in the district, and it was all in recognition of the North Shore Regiment, which was one of the first Canadian regiments to hit the beach.
Yep.
Yeah, and like most of the first guys to hit the beach, they didn't make it to the end of the day. So kind of sad, but there's a school district, Anglophone North School District connection to D-Day with the North Shore Regiment. So kind of a somber day around the district because everybody's got a relative who's got a grandfather, who's got a great grandfather, or whatever, right? So anyway, I'm one of your hosts, Trevor. No, you're not next. Kelly's next. Go ahead, Kelly.
Oh, yeah, I'm Kelly.
Good. That's
Hi,
good.
Kelly.
Playing along
Now
well.
is it me?
I don't know. Do you have the show notes open?
No.
Of course not. Yes, it's you.
It's me.
Yes, you, McFly. We've changed your name. by the
Oh,
way,
right. McFly is here.
because you fly and you're a slacker. So
That's hilarious. I love it. I am a slacking McFlacker.
Adriel came up with that, I believe. So
I like it.
yeah. And last but not least,
Adriel.
Frosty.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good,
me.
Frosty. Thank you.
Yeah, Frosty. Mm-hmm. Do the nickname thing? Yeah, Frosty then.
No, I started with Trevor, but whatever.
Then we went to Kelly, and then we went to McFly. So
We don't need to be
McFly,
consistent.
hello.
Yeah,
Anyone home in there?
We can make it up whatever way we want.
Well, you
You're a
said
slacker,
30
just like
you
your
said
old man.
Episode 307 too, and I
Threw
kinda, like,
everything
reminded
off.
me of the bloke on the range was saying how the British speak things versus the Americans, and you can say like 30 and instead of 30-6 and that kind of thing. You're saying how 30-06 is like linguistically really stupid because it's the only time you'd use aught for 0.
Yep.
Right.
He's not wrong.
0 is actually not aught. Anyway, whatever.
It's just a naught.
Wow. Speaking of naughty things, let's talk about the Calgary Shooting Center, shall we?
Let's do it.
So what we did this week in guns is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Starting this week, they are giving away Bill Blair bucks. I love this.
Ooh.
Bill Blair bucks are $100 gift certificates. They expire August 30th. And how do you get them? By buying an AR-15. You buy an AR-15, they give you $100. 100 Bill Blair bucks. Who else is doing that?
That's I don't nobody.
Right. Nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It is good.
I like it.
And then you can go back to the store and tell them Bill Blair sent you.
That's right. Well, he did, really.
He absolutely did. If you go there to buy the AR and get the Bill Blair buck, it all comes back to Bill Blair. I'd like to thank Bill Blair, because and I'll just transition here in what I did this week in guns. Because of Bill Blair, I bought 4 AR-15s.
Tracy said buy 1 and you bought 4.
She not the boss of me.
He bought one for all of us on the show. I mean, we're not going to get them, but he bought them
No, I didn't do that. Kelly made sure we're all going to get a shotgun. I did not buy ARs for everybody, but I did broker the purchase, if you will, for my godson and his girlfriend. So Denis had a couple of NEA lowers, so I made that deal happen. And then from Freedom Ventures, I bought. Oh, I might as well pull them out, right? You guys want to see them, of course.
I think that's the idea.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's an audio show, right? So
it is an audio show. Those of you who are just listening and not watching, Trevor just dropped something.
A whole drawer full of gun stuff all over the floor. I mean, it's not like Christopher Anderson. I didn't smash a lamp and stuff, but whatever. All right, check this out. These are match sets of STI upper and lower ARs. Sequential serial numbers too. How cool is that? Yeah, very cool. So even if I wanted someone, I couldn't, because when you get 2 guns that have sequential serial numbers, it's like a gun law.
You have to keep them.
Yeah, you lose. It's definitely a man card infraction. So
So
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So I bought those for myself.
So that one I saw it ended in 183. Does the other one end in 182?
Correct.
Oh, sweet. So I want that one.
You're not getting it.
And all of my pilot homies will back me up on that.
Oh, because it's a Cessna 182. Yeah. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. No, you can have a 152.
Oh, yeah, that's about all it'll carry me.
It wouldn't carry me, that's for sure.
That's not wrong.
Didn't say you were right, but you're not wrong. All right, we're still on me. I'll keep going with what else I bought and then brought home. So we'll jump around here a little bit just because the camera's on me. So I got my Berettas back. I don't know if I ever mentioned that I happened to have temporarily had an aneurysm or something. I sold them. I got rid of my 92 and my 96, and then I fixed myself. But check this bad boy out. So this is a 1895 ABL, and the BL stands for big loop, which I will promptly replace with a regular size loop just as soon as it comes in.
So the people listening are guessing that's probably with the big loop. They probably know it's a lever action. So this is a lever action.
It is a lever action. It's a Maryland
lever lever.
It's a Maryland 1895 lever action, chambered in
45 government.
The only government I trust. That's right, 4570. So
sweet. I want to shoot that.
I already got the powder downstairs. Do I have the bullets? I'm gonna have the bullets. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Just put whatever in there.
Joey, do I have the bullets?
I think 9mm will fit.
I've got
45 ACP will fit
for that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like the projectiles or ammunition?
They're loaded. Like I have 50 loaded, 400 green.
You know what I want to do?
Boom.
I want to shoot a gopher with this.
Oh my god!
In the face. I really do. So it's got a nice kind of bluish tinge. Not as blue as Kelly's hair, but pretty close.
It'll be like a rust brown soon, though.
Laminate stock, will it? Why?
Because it's a Remington product.
Oh, stop! It's not a Remlin. It could be a Remlin.
See.
Yeah. Anyway, it's got a fantastic trigger on it. So, one came into the shop. It originally came from Elwood Epps, and somebody bought it, never fired it. It was still in the box, and So it couldn't be sold as a new gun. And Denis is he's tolerant of me. I won't say he likes me because let's face it. So he gave me
Who
a
does?
scoping, right? He tolerates
Right.
me. So yeah, I got a really good deal on it, and I'm going to top it off with this. This is a Vortex Diamondback, and it's 1 3/4 to 5 by 32, which I think is perfect for that bush gun. So
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
it
great
is.
range.
That's actually beautiful.
right, I did
I love it.
good. Waiting for the EGW scope rail to arrive in the next order, and
Now,
then
the only problem is you're planning on putting a scope on a lever action. That's my only issue there. But, whatever.
It's a low
Other
power
than that,
scope,
if you're going
though.
to put one on, that's the size to do it.
right, super low power. I mean, yeah,
That gun has nice sights though. Like
it actually does, Kelly. It has great sights. The front
Yeah.
sight is even got like some color to it.
Yeah.
It's got the buckhorn type sights, but they are really nice. A lot of people don't like buckhorn. I don't see an issue with them.
I
Um,
like buckhorn.
I
Yeah,
hate
I don't-
buckhorn with
You
all my
hate them?
heart.
I like them.
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Okay.
I have the SVL version of that gun.
So what's the S stand for?
Stainless. Yeah, it's a stainless. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
stainless one. It's a nice
Suppressed.
white one. So it's. I wish.
Yeah, Captain Andy has the stainless version too, but I think he had a guide edition or a trapper edition with a shorter magazine tube, and he extended it and did all kinds of crazy machining work to it and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. What else? Okay, so then I got out to build some stages for our black badge match. So me and some of the guys did that, and then I wasn't going to be at the black badge match because I was going to be part of the first. This is CCFR history. We had the pilot course for the CCFR Range Safety Officer program, where myself, Greg Weiss, and Sean Hyman became certified master learning facilitators. So we will actually teach the teacher, and they will go out as local facilitators and teach the students. So more on that later. But I couldn't shoot the black badge match because I was double booked. There was no other way. Rather than change the date of the CCFR thing, Muffin stepped up and said, "I'll teach the black badge. Giddy up." So he did. Once we got the stages built, some of the ROs, Trevor and Fingers, they took me through the stages. So I got to shoot the pre-match and I won. So that was cool. I really didn't want to miss our first match of the year. Now, the CCFR RSO course, people are chomping at the bit. They're already banging on my door and stuff. We had the pilot to get us certified as master learning facilitators. We certified 2 instructors. There was, we certified 2 RSOs. 3 people took it, 2 got certified. And so they'll get a certificate. They'll be the only ones in Canada for now that are actually CCFR RSOs until our role, we're going to start teaching classes. And while we're teaching the class, we will teach instructors. So right now we're working on the logistical end of administering the class, working with the head office to get certificates mailed out, patches mailed out, all that stuff. So we're working on those details. Expect more in the fall. Really, there's going to be a lag in the summer where we're tied up with other commitments and projects, but we will get back on track. I personally will definitely be teaching classes in the fall. The other instructors maybe sooner, depending on when we get the logistics of tracking, who was trained by who, when, where, all that stuff, course fee, all that good stuff. So stay tuned. We're a heck of a lot farther than we were before. Peter Elliott was the one. He's the course creator. He's the one that certified us. The course is recognized by the federal government. It's based on the federal range standards, and it's all good. Peter's a really awesome guy. He's a vet. He got shot in the same leg twice. He's like, really? That's not fair. Once in Cambodia, another time in Northern Ireland, right? And he has been a sniper and special forces, and he's trained people in range safety, and he's trained people to shoot people. So he's quite a very interesting cat, and I really enjoyed my weekend with him. Oh, and then we got out and we built the stages for the Steel Challenge. Other Trevor and me, mostly Other Trevor. Really, he would get out there a couple hours before I would get off work and have a lot of the work done. He's my favorite. So we got that put together. Then on last Friday, a week ago tomorrow, if that's grammatically correct, the Maple Seed at my range took place. So there were 2 people from my club that took part. It was a small class. I don't even think there were 10 people, but of the 10 or of the 8 rather, I think it was 8. There was only one that got their patch. Unfortunately, no one from Restagush got it. I'm looking at you, other Trevor.
It's harder than you think. Like, a lot of people think like, oh yeah, it's a 22 course. You just shoot 22s at paper. I've been shooting 22s all my life, but there's a little bit more to it than that.
Yep, you're right, because when we did it last year in conjunction with the charity shoot, we had some capable members from Restagush shoot it. Now, and again, only one person from Restagush, Denis from DC Armory, was the only one got his patch. So, that was on Friday. Saturday was the 4th annual Ronnie Group Memorial Steel Challenge. That was a lot of fun. Attendance was down a little bit. The weather was perfect. Smoke on the water was a little late, but the food was perfect. I didn't shoot as well as I would have liked. I've been tracking my times on certain stages. I'm starting to get into this. I really love Steel Challenge. So I shot some personal best times, but overall I was slower than last year, but still managed to take top overall pistol and first in my I
don't think overall's a thing.
It's not a thing, I don't think, but it is a thing. Here's when it's a thing.
If you win, it's a thing.
Only
if you didn't win, it's not a thing.
That's definitely true. It really only counts when you have a PCC and there are IPSC Open guys in the match.
Yes.
Then it's a thing. And it was a thing this time because yes, I won overall pistol, but you heard me paraphrase or not. You heard me. What am I looking for here?
Weasel words. I
preface.
Think.
I preface
weasel words.
I am weasel wording. Yeah, I'm
yes.
weasel. So you heard me weasel word with I won overall pistol. I didn't win overall match. That went to Dawn. Dawn and Ginger Snaps showed up sharing an FX9. Gun ran great. Both guys ran it all day. Not a single malfunction. There was some user error with height over bore, and I think they just threw an ACOG on it the morning of the match, to be perfectly honest.
An ACOG and not a red dot?
They don't play. Let's put an optic on the gun that's worth 3 times the cost of the gun, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah. Plus they had the red dot on top of the ACOG. It was crazy. Anyway, they got after it. Both of them got after it. They laid down some pretty good times, except on Smoke and Hope. I want everyone here listening, everyone not listening, everyone who's going to see this in the future. Remember that time a pistol guy beat the rifle guy on the stage? That was me. Smoke and Hope. No one could touch me. It was amazing. I had some sub 3-second times. I was really pumped about that. And Matthew will tell you, when we started doing this, if we could hit 5 plates in a row without a miss, we were happy. We just wanted to hit the bloody things. And Matthew, I'll tell you, that strategy still applies to Pendulum. Pendulum still sucks. It's still the Widowmaker. It still separates the men from the boys. That's the one where it's the 4 plates, a 12-inch, a 10-inch, a 10-inch, a 12-inch, and a stop plate, and they're all at 20 yards, and they suck. Yeah, it still sucks. During practice, Matthew,
good challenge though.
Oh, dude, like 7-second runs in practice. I sped it up a little bit for the match, but still, all I wanted to do on Pendulum was hit them all. So anyway, but Dawn took the overall fastest time of the entire match with a PCC, and he did really good. So it was a lot of fun. We did our usual tradition of we had a shot in honor of Ronnie and his wife Carol, and then Muffin brought some cigars for a bunch of people, and then Filthy and the crew from Fredericton. They all came up here, and then shenanigans ensued, and so on and so forth, and good times had by all. Maybe June bugs were lit on fire with a bullet torch on my back deck. I don't know. The video of it's been taken down, so I can neither confirm nor deny. I ordered some reloading stuff. That tool that measures your exact length of your chamber, so you can drop your bullet back a couple of thou off the lands. I've been talking to Ryan Stacey at IBI and getting some advice from him on ordering some tools to step up the precision of my precision ammo.
Is it like an ogive comparator or like an ogive?
I got that.
Kind of
I did get that as well. I got the one with the modified case where you stick the bullet on, you put it in the chamber, and then I got that. So it's made by Hornady. All these are made by Hornady. One is an overall length off the ogive, and another one is a comparator, like you said. So I got all 3 of those.
Ram the round in there till it won't go anymore, and then back it off a little bit.
I guess you could, but OCD and stuff. I also ordered the shell plate that'll do the 308 family of cartridges for my Dillon case feeder. And then I went to the range yesterday with a kind of a new shooter. I don't remember her Instagram handle. Otherwise, I'd tell you to follow her on Instagram. She's pretty awesome. Yes, she's a lefty. Yes, she drives a Dodge. Yes, she listens to country music. But other than that, she's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome. She, I gave her a quick crash course. I love showing female shooters how to hold a pistol. And you know why I love that? Matthew can probably answer why. Why do I love showing a female shooter how to hold a pistol, Matthew?
Because they do it right off the bat.
That's it. That's all. That's it. Done. One and done. One and done. Here's how you hold it. And they're like, okay.
They don't argue with you.
No, they don't argue with you. They just do it, and they do it right.
Guys want to do it like they see on TV or in Hollywood, or the way they did it when they played cap guns when they were a kid, and it's all wrong. All of it's wrong. Unless you're watching Keanu Reeves and John Wick, it's all wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Matthew and I's favorite line that we hear at a class is, "Well, I've always done it this way."
Very good. You continue on with that then. If when you're ready to be successful, come back.
Yeah. So that was pretty patronizing. Anyway, but true. It's true.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I wasn't just saying you. I mean, I was, anyway. Yeah. So she got after it. We did some exemplar drills, and she was walking them in there. And then I got out. I test fired my M1 Garand in 308. And it worked. It took a couple of rounds to get things kind of settled in and stuff because it had never been fired, and it worked really good. And then I shot my 2 new Lee Enfields. I shot my long branch, and I shot my #1 Mark III. What an awesome gun to shoot! Oh, I didn't think I wanted a #1 Mark III, and I only got this one because I got a smoking deal on it from a guy from Nova Scotia. Man, I'd rather shoot #1 Mark III over a #4 Mark I any day. What a nice shooting gun!
Really?
Yeah.
I prefer the #4.
Really?
Yeah, I like the #4 better myself.
Sights.
Wow. Yeah, well,
the sights are way better than #4.
I guess they're not as precise as a #1 Mark III or a #3 Mark I. What do I got? #1 Mark III. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And anyway, it's obviously not the PEEP sight configuration, right?
Yeah.
It has a shorter sight radius. I don't know. And it has an amazing trigger. That's the gun, Adriel, that we dropped on the floor that time on the show, and I thought it went off because the trigger is like single stage and super light.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I test fired the Grand, the 2 M1s or the 2 Lee Enfields, and then I had my M14 out again. So chasing it a little bit with the M14 as far as groups go. It's grouping okay, but from one range visit to the next, it's not the same. I need to get one of those large 12-inch shoot and see targets. I got some on order at the shop, and actually get out there with just that gun and only that gun, and really get it zeroed at 100. And then we were about to go home. The wind, there was 0 wind, so I took out my Savage A17, 17 HMR, because I whacked a gopher with it not long ago, or groundhog, sorry, and the shot wasn't where the shot should have been because I was perfectly braced and relaxed and everything. So I took it out, and it was much higher than it should have been. And it's quarter MOA, so I give it 4 clicks. So I should have brought it down 1 inch. It brought it down easily 2 inches.
Yeah, no.
How's the tightness on your scope tube? Like the screws? Do you use a torque wrench?
I do use the Wheeler fat wrench, and I use the specified torque that comes with the rings. I don't play. So anyway, I re-zeroed it, and it's a truck gun, gets bumped around stuff. So maybe that's it. So
yeah,
maybe.
Anyway, yeah. All right, Adriel, how about you? What have you been up to?
No, it's my turn.
Because you were actually there ahead of me, but you didn't have a chance to put anything in there. Sorry, Matthew. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And
I didn't do anything. So anyway,
you did. That's why you're here.
That's right. So I went to the IPSC black badge match that Woodstock put on a couple of weeks ago. Trevor was there and probably talked all about it, so I won't speak on it too much. But it was a lot of fun. Long day, a lot of stages for a black badge course. 13? But 14 or something. 13. Yeah, it was crazy. 15?
13.
Yeah. Oh, 13. I can't
21.
Or hear you apparently. Like 30 or something. It's crazy. Fun though. I came in 3rd in my division, so not fantastic, but I didn't completely lose, so I'm happy with that. Nothing to speak of really there, except that it was a really fun match. I really liked it, except it should have been like 5 less stages. But the more fun thing that I did recently, and actually this was just this week, just a couple of days ago, one of the teachers at the school that I work with, he's an exchange teacher from Australia. And as you guys know, they have pretty restrictive gun laws in Australia. And he's never fired a gun besides a slug gun, as he called it. And I'm like, oh, like a shotgun slug? Like, what are you talking? No, pellet guns. That's what they call pellet guns over there, slug guns. So he's only ever shot a pellet gun before. So I brought out the Glock 19 or Glock 17, AR-15, and Mossberg 500 12 gauge. I also brought out my Lee Enfield, but it's been bubbled up into a synthetic stock and barrel chopped down to 22 inches and fiber optic sights and the whole 9 yards. It's a fun little rifle to play with. But brought that out, and the AR-15 is what we started with, but I put my 22 conversion kit in it. And so we went through all the gun safety things first. Of course, we went through all of the 4 rules, and then Canada's rules on top of that, and just the proper way to handle a firearm, and just to keep the day and the night safe. So he's like, "Oh, got an AR-15." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys can have those." Yeah, and he's just flabbergasted that we could own all of these. And then I said, "You can actually own all of these in Australia too if you have the right license." He goes, No. I'm like, no, you can. You just got to have the right license. I don't
know if you still can.
Maybe you can't. Well,
it's been more changes since we were hanging around with Steve.
Yeah, maybe.
They're even after liver actions now.
Regardless, you with this right license, you still can. They're not banning them. They're just moving them up into higher class licenses.
Yeah, and those higher ones are harder to get into. They
are. But regardless, he's kind of stoked on the idea that the fact that he could just even own a shotgun. Just a single shot shotgun. He's never even considered the idea of him actually being able to own a firearm. So he's kind of happy about that. So we load up the magazine for the AR in 22 and takes he takes the first shot and then he goes to chamber another round. I'm like, just press the trigger again. Oh, really? Like, yeah, it's automatic. Well, it's semi-automatic, but yeah, you just keep pressing the trigger until you're done. Well, how fast can I shoot it? As fast as you want. Really? Yeah. So he just dumped her. Just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, he's like, that is so much fun. I said, just wait. So we took the conversion kit out, put the 5.56 bolt back in, and fired some 5.56, and he just loved it. I've got the linear muzzle brake on mine, and it sends out fireballs that'll cook a sausage from 20 feet away. Just big old flames coming out at the end of the muzzle. He was just having a great time. Then we got the Glock out, and he shot that for a while. And then he's got a bad shoulder, so he didn't shoot the shotgun, but I showed off a little bit of the shotgun for him. So got some things out of the air and, showed him the difference between birdshot, buckshot, and slugs and that sort of thing. So he had some fun watching that. And so at the end of the night, I said, well, we still got some more ammo left. Which one was your favorite? What do you want to shoot again? And he goes, oh, that handgun for sure. So we loaded up the 17 a bunch more, loaded up all the mags again and dumped them all and had a whole lot of fun. So it's really neat taking somebody who's never fired a gun before and who's slightly apprehensive about it out and showing them that done safely, it's extremely safe. The worst thing that happened to us was the black flies, and they're terrible this year.
You would think with the hellish winter we had, but nope, they are out with a vengeance.
Yep, they're brutal. So Anyway, yeah, had a lot of fun taking the new guy out to the range. And got a couple of other staff members lined up who, after hearing his tale of awesomeness, have all said, yeah, you got to take me too. So Sweet. I will have more staff members out there. And these ones will be Canadian, so maybe I'll even get them signed up for the safety course and get them licensed as well.
Nice. Good work, man.
Yeah. Just doing my bit.
Yep. Sweet. Man, that's, one new licensee at a time.
That's right. It's all we can do. Now, Can't really license this guy because he's Australian, but
you can.
He's opened the door to the Canadians because he's a outgoing guy and everybody talks to him and he talks to everybody. He's like, look at the video that I shot. Look at this. I shot a machine gun. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Close enough.
Let him go.
Just let him go with it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
speaking of letting him go, that's me. I got to go. I got to go do other things and stuff. But Kelly, nice seeing you again. And
you haven't seen me before. You weren't on last time I was on.
Yeah, but I've seen Kelly.
Yeah, not this Kelly.
But it's close enough, really, when you think about it.
Fair enough.
All right, have a good show, guys. We'll catch you guys next time.
Sweet. All right, see you later. Adriel, you're up, and I would like if you could give us an update in case it's not in there. I haven't looked at your notes. Give us an update at some point on the survey.
Oh yeah, I was hoping that all 4 of us could be on that at the same time.
No, just an update, whether it's closed. Not the results. Just let people know in case they haven't gone yet, or have you closed it down?
I haven't. I can. Like we have over 100 submissions so far.
Cray. Didn't we get like 80 in the first 24 hours?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was because it makes it like this is how to make our show better, right? We make the show better by getting people to tell us what they like.
Start over and aim lower. Like introduce the whole thing in case someone hasn't been listening for a few weeks and tell them how to find it.
All right, so we've got this Google survey on giving feedback about the show. Let me look it up here. 2019 survey. It's about like how long you've been listening. Do you watch us record on YouTube? Do you engage with us on Facebook or Instagram or whatever? What people feel about the segment lengths and the overall show. So one of the things we're always wondering about is like, is this going too long, or is this just right, or could it be a little bit longer? And that's all been really interesting. Part of the thing that I saw in there was that people want more coverage of the Canadian gun news and Canadian guns. Like those ones are both clearly people want more of.
Cool.
Then feedback on the individual hosts, and then who their favorite host is.
Or the person they hate the least. Same thing.
Person they hate the least. Yeah.
Where do they find this? Because already the YouTube comments are going, survey, what survey? So
where on our Facebook, and I will, one second. I will go put it on the live thing. Oh, maybe, is it open anymore? Did I close it? Maybe I closed it. I think I could reopen it. I think I can reopen it.
Or you can post on the YouTube.
There it is. Yeah. How do I collect it via email, and then copy that, and then go to the YouTube thing and go like, bam, right there.
Done.
And then people can fill it in there.
There it is. All right, cool. So what did you do this week in guns?
We got back to the show notes here. Last week, Thursday, I spoke at the Sherwood Park Fish and Game. They're just a regular meeting. I talked on maple seed and what it's all about and all that kind of stuff. So that was cool. And then I won a scope. And I'm sure you saw this, Trevor, but CRPS had like these challenge coins. I have one around here somewhere.
Right.
That you could buy, and it got you in for a chance to win this really sweet rifle, the Voodoo Tactical $2,500 action plus $1,000 stock.
All the people to win it.
The odds were good. Like those odds were good. There was 100 people. That rifle is like what, $5-6 grand, 5,000 let's say. Then the Lab Radar was like, what are those? Like $800, $600, somewhere on there. And then there was a Vortex Tactical Diamondback scope on there, and now those are like $550. And I got the scope. Awesome. I got the scope, and Brian Bolivar got the rifle,
which he immediately put for sale because he is
low class move.
Yeah. I won this amazing thing, and I want to sell it right away. Yeah, I won one gun in my life, and it's still on my wall in a position of prominence.
But just to be fair, like Brian is left-handed or shoots left-handed.
There's nothing fair about being left-handed. He's broken. No. It's a birth defect, and he's using that as an excuse to sell a prize, and that's low class.
If he's going to shoot a Milsurp, he'd have to shoot it right anyways.
He shot Enfields for years.
Managed, hey?
Yeah, that awesome lady I had out at the range, she was shooting bolt-action guns, and she's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit of this is salt. But I can't be that salty because I want a scope. So
yeah. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I mean, you getting the scope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. A Diamondback Tactical from Bullseye London, which is kind of neat because I got it in. I've already got that 6-24, so there was an option to get it in 4-14. I got it in that, and I think that scope, that quality of optic at 4-14 is going to be perfect.
What's it going on?
I don't know. The guns like rotate through my house very frequently.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
Like, yeah.
No plan.
It'll go on lots of guns.
Fair.
One of the other things I've been messing around with is QLS clips. They're the clips you can get from Safariland to put your holster on. You wouldn't want to do this for IPSC because it adds just over a half an inch to between your belt and the gun, and that might put you over the 50 millimeters. If it doesn't, who cares? But for 3-gun...
So let's back up for a second,
Yep.
because it's worth explaining. In IPSC specifically, I'm not sure if it applies to USPSA as well, but in IPSC, the center line of the grip of the handgun and the center line of your accoutrements, your magazines and your speed loaders, cannot be further away from your body than 50 millimeters. So when he said the 50, that's what he's referring to. So
yes,
this product pushes your holster too far away from your torso to be IPSC legal.
With some holsters and muffin tops, yes.
Okay.
If you've got a great muffin top, you probably don't need
You're laughing.
Yeah.
But if you're shaped like McClatchy, you're probably screwed.
Yeah, you need it like tucked in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I mean, like for IPSC, this is not really an advantage because doing this,
ridiculous.
Taking this with your gun in it and taking it off, it disqualifies you in IPSC.
Nope.
No.
If you take it off the safety table,
just the safety table. Just
that's right.
Table. Yeah.
But actually, the rule says don't unholster. You're just removing the gun from the belt with the holster. It's still inside the holster. You'd have
to walk around like this.
You'd have to range. You'd have to range lawyer the hell out of that one.
You have to have heard that phrase before. That
nope,
can't be
never.
The first time.
Never
really?
Never heard range lawyer before. So stealing it.
Oh yeah, I've so good. That
it's
page is
obviously
so
a 3-gun thing where there's made up rules and you need range lawyers because things aren't definite.
No, that's just what they talk about with IPSC, I think.
Yeah, well, range lawyers get shut down hard in my world.
I'm sorry, this wooden divider around the shooting area is less than 2 inches above the ground. I'm afraid
2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. I have a range lawyer. Fingers is such a range lawyer now that he's an RO that I have to keep a freaking measuring tape in my range bag that I take with me to the stages, and he's got me measuring fault lines now because his wife. I'm going to stop and tell this story. I love these people. Please, no disrespect. I love these people. They're my family. But she stepped over the fault line. She got a pile of procedurals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I don't think that fault line's legal because you told me I couldn't make them out of strapping, and I couldn't make them out of strapping because it wasn't 2 centimeters high. And the rule book clearly says if it's not 2 centimeters high, it's not a fault line. Now, if it's not a fault line, then there are no foot faults, there are no procedurals. Fine, get me a freaking measuring tape before I lose my mind. Just go get me a tape. So we measure it with somebody's Leatherman thing that's got a measuring thing on it. So I'm like, good news, dude. It's not 2 centimeters. I'm going to throw away her procedurals. I was a range master that day. So I throw away her procedurals. So I'm like, excuse me, miss. Good news. You're not getting procedurals. However, because of all the mics you had, you still zeroed the stage.
Made no difference.
No difference, but no procedurals.
Yeah, range lawyer. Where was I? Oh yeah, QLS clips. So I don't actually want these for the holster. I got these for my shot shell caddies.
Yeah, shot shell caddies.
Yeah, because who cares about how far away those are from your body?
Who cares about shot shell caddies? Here's my shot shell caddy right here. It's called 10-round magazine with a clip given to me by Mr. Gross.
Ah, there you go. Good for open, but for the real 3-gun shooters who quad load and don't put them all in clips.
You mean the slow guys?
Yeah. We need to be able to take shot shell caddies off the front because what you can't bend over to pick anything up if you got like a big whack of shot shell carriers in the front. So I got a bunch of clips and I'm gonna try them out this weekend at this 2-day match. Let's see what else I do. I bought a 303. I don't even know if it's a number 1 or a number 4.
You didn't buy a 303.
I bought a 303.
There's a bunch of different guns chambered in 3. Stop it. You're not from New Brunswick.
No, I bought a 303.
It's a Lee Enfield.
That's what they call them in Alberta, too.
That's what they call them in New Brunswick. And a grouse is a grouse, not a partridge.
So what kind of gun do you have? I got a 303.
When you say that, you sound like a BOC.
Maybe. Or a redneck. I'm quite a redneck. I don't look like it, but
oh, you are.
Mm-hmm.
I met your parents.
Yeah.
Seen the firm.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I don't know if you heard me talking on the last episode, but I've been looking around for IPSC matches. I got nothing around me, man.
You're the only person we heard talking in the last episode.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't listen
welcome.
to the whole to the episode,
of course we did.
know, right?
I can't believe I missed that one. Of all the episodes to miss, I love this guy's channel. I love his work. I would have picked his brain. It would have been super annoying. Probably best I wasn't on. I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. IPSC matches. There's 2 this year that are less than a 3-hour drive from me, and it's not like a 3-hour drive is like some sort of magic number. It's just, man, like I need we need an IPSC club around Edmonton in the worst way. There's a ton of people here. There's just no clubs.
That's crazy. Start one.
Yeah, just start one.
build it and they will come, man.
Yeah. No, we need one. Yeah, we need one. I've been looking at the level 1 matches and what was required for it, and those look easy enough to put on. But I don't have any ROs. I don't have any like NROI ROs around here, or match directors. Or
yeah, well, I mean, the match director does.
Well, maybe we do actually. Maybe I need to get some people in Edmonton to like join Chaz and like start up some stuff over there. Because like other than that, we got Sherwood Park, but they're not going to have any IPSC or dynamic shooting there anytime soon. Phoenix is good, but they've only got it's a 2-bay indoor kind of a thing, right? It's too small for it.
Yeah, they're doing indoor just action shooting matches, air quotes.
No, they do like official IPSC matches as well, just not over the winter. Over the winter, they're just like unofficial pistol matches, right? Just
yeah, over the winter. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Over the summer, they have. I think they had 1 match really early in the spring.
Okay, your biggest challenge is going to be actual certified NROI ROs, because to make a match official, you know, if you want a level 2, 6 stages, 80 rounds.
Level 2 is like, so I'm so far not going to do that.
Really?
The only thing I could manage would be a level 1 at this point.
Well, you know what? Level 1 is just 60 rounds. It's only 20 more rounds to go to level 2. 60 anyway, 60. Even if it's a level 1, it still has to be shot by IPSC members and still has to be officiated by NROI officials.
Correct. Does level 1 need to be shot by IPSC members?
You know what? There's conflicting. The rule book says one thing, and I believe the NROI RSO material or range officer material says something else. But so, yeah, if
Anywho,
it's
something that's got in the back of my mind right now. And then I'm prepping for a big 2-day Chaz 3-gun match. We've got our 2-day charity match coming up this weekend. Last year we raised 10 grand for the Stollery, and we're going to try to do that again this year. I've one of the things I was actually supposed to pick this up from listener Chad, but I forgot, so I had to make one myself. Is a dummy to drag around the range.
How do you forget to pick up a humanoid-sized dummy? Like that's your ticket to the carpool lane.
Yeah. I just need to throw it out. I want to pull up some pictures here and share it, just because.
Share, because it's
I'm
creepy as all heck.
Oh yeah, I've been scaring my wife and kids with it all.
I worked with creepier.
How's this?
Oh, that's pretty bad. Oh,
Kelly, you got one that's creepier?
I've worked with creepier. The last
for sure.
TV show I did I had a dissolved body. It was great.
Legit,
bro.
Creepy.
Look at that.
Oh.
This is a pure construction from Value Village, so it's all just like, this is a $5 factory second head where the eyes aren't even looking at the same thing.
I know a guy like that. When he's standing in front of you, you don't know which eye to look at. You better figure it out, because he's big and looks like a biker.
Well, this guy's pretty big.
Wow. He's a quadriplegic or a quad amputee? What's going on?
Yes. Well, no, I just needed to stuff some. I put a bunch of old clothes in it. It's 30 pounds.
Sew boots and gloves on, and then stuff it.
I was thinking about putting little doll hands on the ends.
Oh my God, tiny hands. My mother told me to marry a woman with small hands. I don't know why.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the kind of fun stuff we're up to. We're looking forward to this match coming up this weekend.
Crazy. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, Kelly, what have you been up to? And welcome back, by the way, Kelly.
Thank you. Yes, no, I'm gonna go from at least the last time Kelly was on. So
Fair.
give me the 2 weeks. So in the last 2 weeks, 'cause I just wrapped a TV show, or well, movie, I guess, where I got to play Armor. I know I was teasing you with some photos.
Yeah.
That was fun. Oh God, it was good times. But yeah, we just wrapped, and then I immediately went into, I missed the range, haven't been to the range in forever. I'm gonna take a bunch of people there. Inside of like 3 days, I went and I was at the range 3 times, which for a range being an hour away is no small feat.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah, it was a lot of driving, and like for the first 2 times, it was taking, again, new people or relatively new people. Which is the thing that I do a lot, because I encounter a lot of people on set who are like, I've never shot a gun before. Can you make that happen? And my answer is always yes, but you have to spend an hour both ways listening to me drone on about the unfairness of our laws. So that's the balance. So
sounds about right.
Yeah, which is fair. But the one person I got to take was he's actually a friend of a group of friends of mine. He's French, and he came out last year to visit them, and we all went shooting. And I guess he came back this year to visit them again, and there was like 2 things he wanted to do: Costco poutine and go shoot guns. And so they facilitated the first one.
Super Canadian.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
Costco poutine.
Yep.
You don't even say it right.
Oh my God! Now I live on the West Coast. I say it how I want.
Which is incorrect. That's fine. We invented the stuff. All right. Don't tell me how to say it. I tell you how to say it. But Costco.
Anyway, yeah.
You wanted Costco poutine?
It's actually really good. Have you ever had it?
Dude.
So you don't get to speak about it if you haven't had it. No.
Please.
It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, I know you've been out here. You should try it. Anyway,
I'll be out next year. I'll see you
again.
Okay,
great. I'll see you again.
Go hit up the Costco for some poutine.
Perfect. But yeah, so he wanted that. They facilitated that, and they were like, he wants to go shoot guns again. And he was actually really good the first time, so I took them out, and we went and shot again, and it was hilarious. Like, he picked up the AR-15 and shot it like he'd been doing it for years. He'd handled one once before in his life. He put everybody else that was there to shame, because those friends, I take shooting every couple of months, and yeah, put them all to shame. It was a good time. And then the third day, I got to go shoot guns for myself and just sort of let some lead fly, and desecrated a couple of old scripts, and had some fun. Did that, transferred a whole bunch of guns, played gun broker for a couple of for my assistant on the last show, because he wanted to get a whole bunch of things and didn't really know how. So inside of a week and a half, I facilitated him buying like 4 new guns, which was good. Transferred the parents a couple of my ARs, so that they were both covered. And hilariously, my dad didn't have any pistols, so I transferred him one of mine, because I had a ton of them. So just in case. But my dad ended up with the I ran out of, I only have 2 ARs left after I ended up transferring a couple to my parents, and I ran out of actual guns. I sent my mom a gun. Yeah, well, I gave her one of my actual rifles, and I was like, then I only have one, and I like.
Tell us what you bought.
No, I didn't. No. I
really?
did was I gave my father my treasured AR-15 receiver, CCFR receiver. Which,
oh my God.
Yeah, so I told him, I was like, look, I will get this back. Regardless of what happens, ban-wise or not, I will get this back. Because he called me, he's like, what do I do? Like, I'd like to get a receiver, just in case. And he was like, what should I be doing? And I was like, you should have been buying one 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, because now it's like, good luck.
Basically, so I sent him one, and I will be getting it back. Yeah, no, I haven't bought anything for myself in like 3 or 4 months. I'm going on some trips this year, so I've been pouring all of my gun money into that. I've been living vicariously through friends who I'm gun brokering for. So I ended up buying another Scorpion Evo for the one friend, and
another.
Yeah, like mine, but nicer. Well,
why is it nicer? What's the difference?
The guy, it was used. The guy that had done it, he changed out the grip, he changed out the trigger. There's a couple other things that I'm going to do to mine now.
I didn't think those were things you could do. Do they take like mil-spec grips?
No, there's again other proprietary grips, but the grip's so much nicer than mine, so I've got to buy 2 because I've got
better angle.
Yeah, it's better angle. It's not
That's
quite.
one of the things, man. It's
Yeah,
got
I know.
that
I know.
Luger-esque angle. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it does. And when I picked up, when it's like, basically, he didn't have any rating on CGN, and I do, and he was like, "Can you buy this?" So it's like, "Yeah, sure."
That's how you get your rating. You buy.
I'm aware, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to go through the trouble of like the week of set, because like if you don't,
fix them.
I know, but if you don't like to get onto like the equipment exchange, can take a couple of days,
that
right? Like,
part is a pain. Not only
It
does he not
is,
have a
yeah.
rating, he doesn't have access.
No, he only
Man.
found out about the damn thing when I told him, "Oh, you need to start buying some firearms."
Yeah, dude, I'm done even trying to walk people through getting on there.
Oh yeah, no, and I didn't have time to bother. And he was like, "Can you just get this for me?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I did, and I got it. So I ended up in my hands for a couple of days, and I was like, "Oh, this is nicer." And the trigger's just a little bit nicer. So a couple of things I've got to do to both of mine now. Oh, thank you for the sights thing for my GSG. Like a
Dawson.
couple of months. The Dawson months. Yes. Yeah. That did solve my problem.
Ha!
Although I think my Dremel would have solved the problem too.
Was it not hitting where it should?
No, it's better when people say I'm right, but I don't even remember any of this. So
well, actually, to be fair,
wasn't me. Damn it!
You sent an email, but I think Adriel actually gave me the information on that. So yeah, I don't know if it was you or if it was Adriel.
Dawson sights are so good on the GSG.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I really like the gun, and because I take a lot of new people shooting, like I said,
perfect gun.
The perfect gun, right? That was why I bought it.
With a flat mainspring.
Yeah, I couldn't care less for myself, but
yeah.
But yeah, for new shooters, it's a nice first handgun to put in their hand without a whole lot of worry. So
I had one years ago, and now that I'm like a 1911 fanboy, I'd like to get one back because it's better in dry fire, right?
Yep.
I can put matching sights on it, exact same sights I have on my Dan Wesson, my STI, and I'd go to the range and just do a whole bunch of drills with rimfire.
And you can use the same holster and mag
pouches.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's the part I like.
Same trigger bow.
Ooh. Yeah.
So if it comes to the medium, whatever, throw it in the garbage, get a short reach, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're great. I like it. I don't shoot it a lot for myself, but I got tired of it being inaccurate for people that wanted to like actually play with it. So
yeah, so you sorted it good.
Yeah, sorted that. Sent parents guns. I think that's. Oh, I did the first like sort of maple seed shooty thing I've done in like 6 months, and wow, was I rusty. So some practice is needed there too before the end of June when Kelly comes out here and I shoot a maple seed and don't get my rifleman patch again.
No, stop it.
No, I got mine last time. I can do it again. I like, and even like looking at where I was shooting at Christmas time, because like I did a couple of shoots of the challenges like November, December, and I was quite good, and I was quite confident that my goodness would have carried over the 6 months I hadn't shot that rifle.
My goodness.
Yes.
My ingrained skill set will carry me through.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm going on Saturday. I don't know if I mentioned that. They're at Mini Me's Club in Woodstock. And so I will, I should be home saving money, making ammo, working at the range. But instead, I'm like, screw this. I'm going to Woodstock. I'm bringing both my 5.97 and my 10.22. I'm going to set up 2 slings, one for standing, one for prone, because that going back and forth stuff for suckers. And I'm after you, Adriel. I'm coming for you, big guy.
You're gaming.
Oh, gaming hard, brother. Oh, I'm coming for you. I got match ammo. I got a match mindset and a vengeful attitude.
How disappointing will it be if you don't?
No one expects me to, so it won't matter.
But yeah. Oh, and I also I've also blamed part of why I did poorly there is because I was really, really rushing. I had snuck away from work that day because we were actually filming like 10 minutes from my range, and I was like, today's the day I bring a gun and go to work with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then sneak away for a couple of hours. So that was why I was rushing. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. I think that's all I did gun wise.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Where's that bring us along to then? Upcoming events. Adriel, are there any 3-gun things we need to know about?
Yeah, I'll just do all the ones in June. We'll just do them once a month. Smith Files is going to have a match on June 7th. So if you're in Ontario, go check that one out. It's on Practice Score. Battle of Alberta is this weekend. It's totally sold out. Wild West is having a 3-gun match at the Rocky Rod and Gun Club in Rocky Mountain House, which is kind of like Western Central Alberta. Mavericks Multigun will be having a June match at the Abbotsford Fish and Game Club that'll be on June 15th.
Oh,
Northwest.
wait. That's when? June 15th?
June 15th. Yep. And then that's Mavericks. And that's also on Practice Score. Northwest 3-Gun will have a 3-gun match on June 16th at Smithers. Muddy Peace 3-Gun will have one June 22nd at Grand Prairie. Lakeland will have one June 22nd in Cold Lake. Valcartier is going to have one of their matches on June 22nd. So if you're in Quebec, that's your match. BTSA will be having a major match June 30th as well. So basically, if you're in Alberta, you can go to a match every single weekend. No problem at all.
Awesome. That's it. There's nothing else. If you have any upcoming events that you would like us to announce on the show, by all means, please email them to slamfireradio@gmail.com, and someone other than me will read them. So it'll be good. News. I'm looking at these items, Adriel, and I see some of them is the first one.
The only one that's repeated is C71. I wanted to leave it in there just in case there was anything new this week. I haven't really seen anything new.
So let me just show you what we do with that, because you're looking at it. This is what we do. Oh, it's italics now. I will skip right over it. We have a program. Okay. I need you to work with us, not against us. Follow the established routines.
Bold it?
No, don't bold it.
Put it in yellow.
No, don't put it in yellow. That draws attention to it. Italicize, we skip. Italicize. Okay. How about this next one, though? That's a you thing. You yellowed it. Why would you? I'll fix the notes. You tell about the CSSA quitting.
CSSA is suspending their lawsuit on the 1022 magazines.
Quitters.
So, in the letter, it says in 2016, RCMP declared that large mags for the 1022 had been prohibited devices. I'm just going to summarize this.
No, take your time and read the whole thing in detail, because I need to get up and get beer.
Oh, all right. CSSA signaled their intent to challenge this. They started taking money for it. After announcing our intent to challenge the RCMP decision, we began to put together a team of subject matter experts, lawyers, and of course, to amass all the data that would support our position. We recognized from the beginning that a volunteer-driven organization challenging the gargantuan federal government, our case had to be factual and airtight to avoid a prolonged fight. Blah, blah, blah. Over a number of months, we have made repeated attempts in a variety of formats to obtain this essential information. And to date, we're not much farther ahead than when we started. Therefore, as all indications that there would be no change to the situation in the end, near or midterm, they're quitting the lawsuit. I'm not going to read this whole thing. If you'd like a refund, if you funded this and you want a refund, email them, because otherwise they're going to use it for something else. They're not going to use it for the 1022 fight.
That's the most important thing, guys. If you contributed to this class action, is it class action? Is that an American thing? Whatever. If you contributed to this legal action that the CSSA was going to do on your behalf, they will give you a refund. Ask for your money back, unless you would just like to roll it into a donation, and that's cool. You could do that if you support the CSSA. But if you want your money back, you can get it back.
Which is cool of them to do, yeah.
Well, it's not even a question of cool. It's a question of like legalities and ethics, maybe. I don't know. Kelly, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'd really like to know what essential information they didn't get. I got that information from a phone call to Butler Creek. Like,
what?
I did right when this happened. I was in office one day. I was pissed, so I called, and it was like the parent company, whoever owns Butler Creek. I ended up having to get in touch with them. It was like 3 phone calls later.
Yeah.
It's like, can you guys get me a catalog that shows the sale of these magazines before the manufacturing date of the Charger pistol? Yeah, no problem. And like, it wasn't that complicated. I was like, that's all you need. You just need proof that they were designed beforehand.
But
and quantities. Yeah.
So if you read the most recent version of Special Bulletin number 72,
right?
They don't talk about 25 round mags anymore. They talk about the BD. No, they talk about it's good for us.
Oh,
they talk about the BDX specifically, because the BDX is manufactured by Ruger, and the BDX is marketed by Ruger for both. The Butler Creek is never, if you pick up a Butler Creek package, I've never seen one that says Charger pistol.
No.
I only see 1022 rifle on it.
Yep.
So they seem to have backed off recently on the bulletin to talk specifically about the BDX. Before they did this, I called Ruger in the first week this hit the news. I called them up and like, hey, I'm a Canuck, and this is a thing that's happening. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. Any way I can find out when that magazine was produced, when the Ruger Charger was produced, and how many of those magazines marketed to both the Charger and the 1022 rifle are in Canada. How many did you ship to Canada? No way, no how. You will never find that out. There's no way of telling, she said.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because that's the number we need. So was she blowing me off?
That's the number that a class action. So when you do a class action lawsuit, you need to give the lawyer a number so they can expect a certain winnings from this, right? They process that into their risk calculation on whether to take it or not. Because if you say like, hey, there's these mags in Canada, there's 100 of them, and you'll probably get a fresh a crisp $10 bill for each one of those when we sue these guys, they were not going to want to touch it. But if you say that there's 1 million of them, well, now it's different, right?
That's right. Yeah. All right. Adriel, the next one, please.
Yes, the next one
pains me a little bit. I'm actually going to do some shopping while you read it.
Well, you can still find them in Canada. So this is from Iron Guns, and they're saying the export of high-capacity magazines over 32 rounds is now prohibited. And this is specific to the U.S. So this was released to us last week from the U.S. State Department, and they are enforcing Section 38 of the AECA, which I don't know what that is. But dear Carolyn, thank you for your email regarding DDTC provisos to restrict certain pinned magazines. We understand that pinning magazines is an acceptable practice in most instances, and wanted to give you additional guidance for submitting these cases going forward. DDTC is not against the pinning of magazines that you have in capacity of 32 rounds or below, but basically above, and you can't export them pinned or not, unless you're selling them to government, so not to private citizens.
Oh, so no more pinned beta mags or the 40-round AR mags.
Or the D60s or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't just for the Glock stick.
No. I have a bunch of those.
You want to sell me some?
No.
Price just went up.
I'll tell you what, one time I bought some for like $30 and sold them for $100.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But the reason why I want them now is for my PCC.
Yep.
My FX9 is in Glock mag configuration, and man, you hold it on your shoulder while you're moving. You don't even take it down. You just slam a big stick into it, and so much better.
Yeah, I want one of those guns. That's why I bought the mags. I have the sub 2000, so like I can justify it. But I actually want an FX9. It's on my Christmas list.
So yeah, get rid of the sub 2000.
It has a place. It's got a place.
Its place is on the for sale section.
No, it's backpacking. It's like taking
a backpacking gun.
Yeah, with it. It's so sweet.
It is.
That's it, though.
That's it. Yeah, that's its only purpose. It's just when I want to like go quadding out of my parents' island, I can just fold it up, throw it in the backpack.
590 flex takedown. Done. Tell me I'm wrong.
All right. I mean, I'm not gonna fight with you.
Oh yeah, that's what we do.
That's part of the fun.
Look, how about the fact that I already own the sub? The money is already invested in that, and you know,
9mm fun.
How about the fact that I hate Keltec? Is that factor in?
That's totally justifiable. You know what? I don't like them either. I do not own any other of their products at all. I'm not a Keltec fanboy. People have tried to hawk me other Keltecs. I'm like, no.
Good.
Even Rod tried to sell me on something, and really? I know for
That's
for a
funny
fact
because he likes you, like he's a friend. Wow.
I know.
Why would he do that?
And friends don't let friends buy Keltecs. That reminds me, I sold one to Owen once.
It's so funny. He the one that he was all excited about, I know for a fact he had to send in for warranty work. So
I started with the sub 2000, or did I? At one time, I owned all three at the same time. The sub 2000, the SU16, and the KSG. I got one of the first 50 KSGs in Canada.
God,
I would say the worst out of that group, or the one that will fail, is the SU16. That's the only one where you're going to put a few thousand rounds through it. It will fail. The receiver will break on you.
100%.
Yep.
100%. You take a steel barrel and you stick it into a molded plastic receiver.
Yep.
What was I thinking? Well, I knew nothing. It was my first year in guns.
The gunsmith that works for our the armory company that we do business with, Craig. You've seen him. He's made a couple of things. If you've seen like weird guns that have popped up in Canada, odds are he made one. He made it.
Right.
The NATO firing SKS, he milled that by hand. That was him. He showed me his SU-16 that he milled, like aluminum milled. He's like, yeah, I put 300 hours worth of work into it, so it's worth a couple of grand, but
no one will pay me for it because
no one will pay me for it.
Yeah,
it's not worth it, but it's not going to break. And I was like,
oh, right, exactly. Yeah,
awesome.
It might hold zero too.
Yeah.
Adriel Marster, what's going on? They've turned into one of those companies.
They changed.
Yeah.
The employees bought it. They put up a new website. They did some stuff.
Ooh.
Okay. Awesome. Marstar, man.
Very good. They like Marstar for a while there. Like the Garands. The Garands were probably the worst thing. They brought some Garands in and they were horrible. The bolts were dangerous. They were shearing lugs and they were very expensive. And
bringing them
a couple of other things.
Bringing them in is one thing. Anybody can get screwed, but bringing them in wasn't bad. Putting them on the market was bad.
And sticking by the
yeah.
Anyways, effective January 1st, 2019, the company is now under the ownership of a group of its employees. They hope the transition is seamless for our customers. Looking forward to new and interesting products for the Canadian market. Blah, 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 blah. They got a new website, and it's not as bad as the last one, but it still needs some work on categories and that kind of thing.
Right.
And saying it's not as bad as the last one is really meaningless because the last one was it was the worst gun store website in the country.
Listen, don't make fun of middle school projects like that. a lot of 14-year-olds put a lot of time into that.
No, I'm just saying, made a nicer website when I was 14.
I don't know. All joking aside, truth be told, I didn't find it was a bad site, but what I know, I mean, I'm not Bill Gates. Is John's Vault still part of it, or is he like completely out of the picture now? And like, because there used to be a section called John's Vault where John would sell stuff out of his own private collection.
No, there's still a John's Vault. Look at that.
Oh, cool. All right, there you go. Okay.
Image coming soon.
On to the Alberta Tactical Rifle Supply. What's going on there?
Oh yeah, Jason just put this in the YouTube chat there. Jason Philp mentioned that ATRS will have prohibs for rent and to borrow at the charity shoot. So there might be some full autos, there might be some little short pistol prohibs, there might be all sorts of weird stuff.
Okay, well, it says waiting on CFO approval, so
we don't need full auto.
Right, we don't need anybody's permission for a prohib pistol. So if they're waiting on CFO approval, that excites me. That means there's something cool coming to the range. It'd be amazing.
I've wanted to bug a couple of the guys. There's 2 indoor ranges here, and I've wanted to bug them about trying to see if we can't get the CFO to let us do full auto, because like the ranges are approved for it for purposes for law enforcement and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's a couple of us that have prohib licenses, and I've been like, why couldn't we get something like that approved for rentals? You know, that'd be huge.
Yeah, I mean,
let people play with full auto in a controlled setting in Canada.
There are gun ranges that have prohib rifles, you know, there that you can shoot. Like you can shoot a Tommy gun, you can shoot an FNFAL. But yeah, I've never seen the ability to. No, but people own them.
Yeah.
So if people own them, why can't we, you know, play with them? Yeah. Now that being said, I believe if you have a museum license, it's almost like a carte blanche. You can have suppressors, you can have full auto. And I also believe, and if someone knows different, please, I don't mind being corrected, I believe you can also go shoot them. For like testing. Like if you gunsmith it and want to make sure it works, you can take it to the range and shoot it. So there are people in Canada, if I am correct, shooting full auto legally. But I think it's such a hot button topic, and Canada being Canada, you're never seeing it on YouTube, you know? Because things would blow up, right?
Well, anyways, we're gonna have some fun stuff at the charity shoot.
That would be cool. Yep. New gun stuff, Adriel.
Yeah, let me share my screen because look at
know.
that. I was seriously thinking, and I'm still seriously thinking about buying one of these.
You're not going to. Well, first of all, you won't get one. They're all going to be pre-sold, and they're going to be so stupidly priced. The number, they're not. No,
okay. What's stupidly priced?
$5,000.
Oh, six.
There you go.
But
even
what is
worse.
$6,000 doesn't just get you the pistol. $6,000 gets you the pistol with 2 sight rails and red dot. And
Let's back up and say what this is.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
And I have some very interesting insight about this.
This is the Laugo Arms Alien.
And I'll do it again.
And Tactical Imports is bringing them in.
There's no handgun that makes me purr like Chewbacca like this one.
Oh.
So Tactical Imports got it. Interesting.
Tactical Imports is bringing them in, and I think they still have a couple to buy.
So here's the cool thing.
Oh, look at that. They still got a couple.
Are you going to drop $6,000 on this?
Okay, so this isn't a $6,000 pistol. This is a $6,000 pistol that comes with a red dot. What was that? A Seymour red dot. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Not optic ready. There's the sight rail right there with the optic on it.
Rail and optic.
Irons.
And do you know why?
Because it's $6,000.
No. Do you know why it comes with that? Because this gun is approved for production and therefore production optics. Now.
And it's got a magwell just in case you want to go run 3-gun with it. Yeah.
Here's the thing. How's this? What's the action on this gun?
It's single action ish. But apparently the way they got it, they still got it through for IPSC to be production.
Yep. But I mean, so there's striker fire guns that are production, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't like a double action, single action. It's not a striker fired. The hammer is actually up top.
Yep.
And drops down.
Mm-hmm.
The hammer's not in the back, which is part of why it has such a stupid low bore axis. It's the most innovative design next to the Hudson that there is.
Yes. And and these guys are actually producing them and starting to get them up there. Very cool. Yeah.
The Alien. You gotta, if you're listening and you're into cool high-tech pistols, Google this thing, put a link in the show notes, Adriel. This is the coolest out-of-the-box design we've ever seen.
Yes. Especially anytime recently. Yeah,
so
definitely.
So for the listeners that are familiar with the Smith & Wesson 422, what makes the 422 cool is the sights on the slide don't move. There's just a bolt goes back and forth. A lot of 22 rimfire pistols are like that, right? The sights don't move. There's not a slide that reciprocates. So this is a 9mm pistol. It's not an island barrel where the front sight is on the island. Both the front sight and the rear sight are on a rail, and the slide reciprocates under that rail. So none of the sights move. In theory, you're supposed to be able to track your sights faster through your sight pitcher while shooting. That's not a thing. It's more about reciprocating mass and felt recoil. But yeah, you can see the hammer there in that picture that you're showing right now, Adriel. If you look at the rail, that's the hammer right there. The hammer is actually attached to that top rail. The slide reciprocates, cocks the hammer, and then drops the hammer. But the coolest thing about this pistol, the front sight and the rear sight are non-reciprocating.
Isn't it gas delayed as well? It's gas delayed blowback. It's gas delayed recoil. I'm sure that's what's going on with this second
with the dual recoil. That's interesting.
I think it's gas delayed because that's the same as one of my buddies had one of those Chinese pistols that was also gas delayed blowback. You can use a lighter slide because you're using the gas pressure to keep the slide locked for a little bit longer, and then when it finally starts going back, it doesn't have as much power in it, so you can use a lighter slide.
So not direct blowback.
Not direct.
Need to read up on that.
Whatever the thing is, yeah.
So for the listeners, this, it looks like a high-end pistol, like a CZ Shadow 2 or a 10 Foglio Stock 2 or Stock 3 Extreme, but no, it's even cooler and different. And if it's reliable, doesn't break, it's gonna take over, man.
Well, it's pretty expensive, so
it is. It is. But IPSC shooters they don't care. You got guys walking around with literally $10,000 open pistols, in their holsters. So whatever, man. This is half price for the coolest production pistol.
I was talking with some guys just before the show here about this alien, and what a mockery of production it makes. Because production, the original idea with production is like they're cop or military pistols, and you've got a $6,000 pistol here.
You know what makes a mockery of production? The rules that govern production. That's where the mockery is.
Yes.
They are building guns to meet the rules.
Yes. Yep. Anyways,
all right.
There's that
what
thing.
else?
This next one here. This is kind of cool. So if you're looking to pimp out your Glock, Western Metal is bringing in Lone Wolf stuff now, which is neat. So if you're looking for, right now they have a bunch of conversion barrels and conversion slides and that kind of thing. So if you have a Glock 40, and a while back, the Glock 40s were really cheap. You could get a police trade-in Glock 40 for $300. You could slap one of these slide and barrels on and have a 9mm.
Not even a slide. No, dude. I had a Lone Wolf 40-9 barrel. So I take my Glock 35, which is typically a 35 or a 40 caliber pistol. I would drop the 40-9 conversion barrel in that gun, use my 40 mags, which would then hold like 12 rounds of 9mm, and shoot that. Yep. Direct drop in, milled to fit the opening in the slide. Perfect. Wonderful product.
Yeah. And now they're in Canada, which is kind of cool.
Excellent.
This next one, Calgary Shooting Center, they have these Armaspec stealth recoil systems. These are kind of like the JP, but they're not. I'm pretty sure the JPs are a lot more expensive. These ones are $95 each.
Oh God.
I think that Ian and who's the other guy on In Range there? Carl. They talked about
the haircut.
What would Stoner do?
Stoner do, yeah.
And in that build, they used a captive recoil spring, of course, because they're better. But that hadn't really been a thing that a lot of people talk about, and I'm starting to see a lot more availability of this kind of stuff now. I like maybe they kind of push that a little bit forward. Because who had them before? JP, and that's it. Yeah. How often would you see one of these things in a rifle? Almost never.
Well, yeah. Captain Annie put one in a Stag 10.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Stag 10's recent, though.
Yeah, but, they've been out for AR-10 for a long time is what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah.
So, cool.
So the ATRS guys had one of these in his
what's
rifle,
the weights like? So my ATRS build is going to be like stupid light, right? Do I want one of these as opposed to a traditional system?
Do you
or even JP
care about the sound of the
nope I care about the weight. I want to build the lightest thing I can.
I don't know
3 ounce 3.3. Okay,
I think these are that's the buffer weight though, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe that's the total.
Yeah, equivalent. Yeah, they're talking about equivalents here for buffer weights. That's not the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Like the weight is pretty far back, like that's in the butt anyway, so who cares about it? But
well, when you're running with it 80 meters,
still gonna go with that, eh? Wait till you see the video of this match.
I won't even watch it.
Dragging a dummy and shooting at the same time.
Stupid.
Yeah.
What else?
Wolverine Supplies is blowing out their Turkish mag-fed shotgun. So they've got a bunch of these UTAS XTRs, and they're selling for half price. So these are similar to like a Daria Mark 12 or like a
Daria
or something like that. Daria, whatever.
What? Look at the price on these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. $500. They look great. They look like an air style magazine fed semi-automatic shotgun.
Yep.
Wonder if they'll run those mags.
The pump mags? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I have a Daria 10-round pin to 5 mag for my Typhoon, and it works. So, but they're UTAS, right?
UTAS.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Cool. All right.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So on to the main topic. Once again, thanks, Tracy. That was awesome. And once again, I'm sorry I missed it. That sucked. All right, listener feedback, the YouTube version. Nothing really. There's no questions, just a lot of chat among themselves. So that's all good. Luke wants to take me for a Costco Putin, which is awesome. Chris is rubbing in the fact that I've not shot a number 4 Mark II because he's douchey like that. Richard Bones making fun of everyone. And yep, that's it. All right.
Cool.
The regular listener feedback sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearm refinishing. He offers hot blowing, parkerizing. Let me tell you, when you parkerize a Garand, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at www.dcgunsmith.ca. You can also follow Armory DC Gunsmith on Facebook and on Instagram. This first one comes to us from Josh from Facebook. He asks, "Hey there, just wondering if you have put out any reviews or mentions of the Maccabee SLR after they released it." I sure did, Josh. I had the first Maccabee in the wild, first one put in a customer's hands, which I promptly used to win a 3-gun match. So I think, no one's corrected me yet, I was the first guy to win a 3-gun match with an SLR. What is there to review? The SLR is 2 pieces of aluminum that you fill it with the AR-15 parts. So we can talk about the fit and finish and quality of the product. And it's all good.
Well, tear down.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not an AR. It's not an AR, and people are trying to like apply AR standards to it. The magwell is too tight. No, the magwell is as tight as Wyatt built. He didn't build an AR. He built an SLR. Is the magwell tighter? Yep, it's tighter than an AR. But guess what? It's not an AR. You gotta take a screw out of the thing to take it apart. Well, take apart your hunting rifle. If you want to remove the receiver from the stock on your hunting rifle, you have to take out 2 screws. This one, you only have to take out 1. People continue to compare it to an AR because it uses AR internals and AR barrels, but it's not an AR. So everybody needs to relax. Most of the people criticizing it don't even own one, which makes you a douche. Just saying. The anodizing wasn't super, but other than that, I had no issue with machining quality or any of that stuff. $1,000. That's, I don't know. Is it? Yeah. I mean, it's probably, I don't know. I don't know if they're making, I don't know how much money they're making on them when they sell them for $1,000. I have no idea how that works. Is it expensive? Yes, it's expensive. But is it a really cool non-restricted rifle that looks a lot like an AR and functions a lot like an AR? Yes. When I'm shooting it, I don't know I'm not shooting an AR. That's all I got. I mean, the build will be what you make it, depending on how much you want to spend on the parts you put into it. So, Adriel or Kelly, you don't have the notes, do you?
No notes for me.
Oh, sorry, buddy. All right, Adriel, you want to take the next one from Spencer?
From Spencer, hey guys, I just wanted to send you a few pics of the gun I mentioned in my last email. As you can see in the first one, it's an M1918 Browning automatic rifle in the A2 configuration, which puts it somewhere in the 1930s, I believe. Sadly, it's a semi-automatic gun, but even though it's a real bar, it's chambered for a round you wouldn't expect. 22 LR.
What?
Yeah. A local gunsmith here in Georgia had this deactivated bar in his shop and decided to make something unique. Using the turducken principle, he fit a Marlin 795 into the chassis, created a barrel out of copper tubing, and gutted the magazine so it would fit around the Marlin part. See picture 2. It may look a little chunky, and it's heavy as lead, but it actually shoots great and is surprisingly accurate.
Can you make these pictures like our thing for this week?
Yeah, I already downloaded them. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It does take a bit of extra time to work both mag catches as well, but I've always thought the cool factor of the BAR was off the scale. This is probably the only way I'll ever be able to afford one. Best wishes, Spencer in Smyrna. Since we're talking about faux machine guns, I would definitely give a 2 thumbs up to the GSG MP40 in 9mm. I have one that I bought a while ago, and I'm about to put the paperwork in to SBR it so I can add the folding stock they sell. It's obviously very different from the real MP40, but it's got enough of the look and feel to really fit that niche, especially now that it's in 9mm. Definitely worth buying, if only as a cool range toy. Plus, think of the looks you would get as you take it out of a case to shoot a PCC match.
That's true.
Priceless.
That's true. I'm
here for the PCC match.
Yeah,
How many
man.
mags does it take, though?
Probably has proprietary.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, here in Canada, that means 5 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So no PCC for you.
No.
I saw an awesome meme the other day of a soldier with a Tommy gun. And he's like, and the meme said, "My grandfather shot PCC before it was cool, before it was the thing, and no one picked on him." PCC being the new short bus division, like it has replaced revolver as the most made fun of division in the sport.
But people actually shoot PCC, and no one shoots revolver.
They're awesome though. PCCs
They're very awesome.
Fantastic. I love them.
100% awesome. So, shout outs. No, wait. If you want to email us at our email. Shout outs.
Do I get to give a shout out?
Yeah, man, you can start. Kelly's
Sweet.
first.
Can I give a shout out to Real Kelly, who I did not get to chat with on this show, but I will see you at the end of the month because you're supposed to be coming to Vancouver, so I will be at that Maple Seed.
Cool.
Yes.
My shout out goes to everyone who came out to the 4th annual Ronnie DeGroot Steel Challenge. We really appreciate everyone supporting that match. It's a heck of a lot of fun. As for it's not a worthy cause. Some people still think it's a charity shoot. We only ever gave the money to charity the first year, but it's still in our hearts, it's a worthy cause just to get out and join us in remembering Ronnie and his late wife, Carol. So thank you guys.
Awesome. My shout out goes to Movie Armor Kelly. Thank you for coming on.
Excellent. Patreonies. No new ones this week, but we're always on the lookout for the next Patreon supporter or a new Patreonie.
We got to do a show too. Patreon show.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're way behind.
Yes. There was someone who Facebooked us and they were like, "Hey, I'd come on for your episode 300. Maybe we can say like, hey, how about not, but one of our Patreon shows."
Yeah, good enough. Yeah. So what does Patreon get you? Well, it gets you the pride and sense of accomplishment and knowing that you're supporting Slamfire Radio. That's first and foremost.
Sense of achievement.
Sense of achievement. That's right. You can keep it to yourself, but you'll know on the inside that you're supporting us. You don't want to tell anybody publicly that you're doing it. We understand.
Well, you could put the sticker on, somewhere.
It's true, but there are a few stickers and a few patches out in the wild that have, fallen off the back of a truck and stuff. But the other thing you get along with a sense of accomplishment and achievement is Adriel will mail you eventually, right, Adriel?
I've been sending them out. I got 3 that I got to send out today.
Funnier my way to make it sound like it's a Slamfire thing, like you're slacker like McFly. Adriel will send you promptly apparently a patch and a new patch, not a roll patches and stickers. So what you're doing is you're supporting us in our endeavor to put this show out week after week. It wasn't cheap to get Kelly to fly into the studio, to put Kelly up in a Sheraton 4-star, the limo, right? The limo is good, Kelly.
Yeah, the limo was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get guest hosts to come on like that. It costs money and you're helping pay for that. So we really appreciate it. And there's all the other costs associated with producing a podcast. So thank you very much to our current Patreonies. We really appreciate it. And please consider signing up. Until next week, everyone, you can show your support by visiting our website as well and clicking on the link for Cabela's. So you're going to Cabela's anyway, just take a little detour through Slamfire. You're going there, you're buying something. All you got to do is stop by our house first and go through our back door to get to Cabela's. And we get a kickback, and that's awesome.
Go through Trevor's back door.
Yes, right through Trevor's back door. You're going out through my back door, in through my front door, out through my back door. Kelly, be quiet. Please join one or more of our national firearms associations, such as the CCFR. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada and like us on Facebook. We're now up to way more than that orphanage or a library or, I don't know, a church. 2,148. And so that's all we got. Take somebody shooting. See you next week.
Later.
See you guys.